Fox 5 News latest update on Sean P. Diddy. Fox 5 News speaking to a member of TMZ.
All right, we're getting into the debrief and the very latest on Sean Diddy Combs' arrest on sex trafficking crimes. TMZ is reporting that at least 2 new people plan to cooperate with the feds, and they're willing to testify in front of the grand jury.
All right, joining us now with the details, Charles Latibaudier, TMZ executive producer. Charles, thanks so much for being here with us. Obviously, it's been a very busy week in this case. What's the latest with the investigation?
Yes, Steve and Bianca, as U.S. Attorney Damian Williams promised earlier this week, he said this is an ongoing investigation and that they will be speaking to more people. We found out that these 2 individuals, and we have actually spoken to one of them. They are both sex workers, currently sex workers. One of them says that they had an interaction with Diddy in 2014. And they are willing to tell the feds what they know about that interaction. And another one said that they are willing, and not only willing, but have been subpoenaed to go before the grand jury. So the second person could end up going before the grand jury. At this stage, they are just going to be interviewed by prosecutors. Clearly, they're trying to figure out what these other witnesses know and how they can help them convict Diddy, and that's the name of the game at this point for the feds.
Yeah.
The question is if there is going to be a jury, because yesterday you reported that a former warden had a warning for Diddy that he should watch his back in prison.
Yeah. Look, this is, he's going to be in this at Brooklyn, MDC Brooklyn. Who knows? It could be up to a year before this trial begins. And obviously, they're going to be, his attorneys have said that they're going to try to get him moved to a different facility. But for now, he's in there. And what we've been told by a former warden is he's a target. That's the fact of the matter. And that's why they have him in a solitary part of the, because they don't, he becomes a target because it's like what we've been told, it's like a badge of honor that if you were able to inflict on Diddy, that gets you score points with other inmates. So that's the situation that obviously the jail officials do not want.
As you come on to the page, kindly hit the like bell and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so as yet. And don't forget to put on your notification bell so you can be notified when I drop the next video. Thank you.
To happen, so they're going out of the way to make sure that doesn't happen. He is in a really, can you imagine like the lap of luxury that Diddy's been used to for decades now? And then just like that, he is now in this jail, and unless they can get him bail at some point, he's going to be behind bars for a long time.
And just briefly, what's going on behind the scenes in Hollywood? All these people who partied with him, who might be on these hidden tapes. What level of panic are you hearing from all these people we know who associated with him over the years?
I will tell you, Steve, we are not hearing any panic because no one, and this has been true since the raids, really, nobody people who we know Diddy. We've seen them at his parties, and I'm not talking about the freak-offs. I mean, we haven't seen any of that video, though. Remember, the feds say they do have video that they seized during the raids from those freak-offs, so they know who the celebrities are if they're already involved in the freak-offs. But we've seen plenty of video over the years of Diddy's very public parties, and all of those people, they're not saying anything. They haven't for months. And yes, to your point, there certainly got to be people who are nervous about getting a call from the U.S. Attorney's Office, whether it be to come in as a witness, whether it be just to be interviewed to find out what they know, or go before the grand jury, which is something nobody wants to do. They don't want to be away from this case as much as possible.
I feel like we're certainly just scratching the surface on this case.
The investigation into Diddy is far from over, with sources telling TMZ at least one person has been subpoenaed to testify in front of the grand jury, and we're told others are open to cooperating with federal prosecutors. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ, at least 2 new people plan to cooperate with the Fed's ongoing investigation of Diddy and are willing to testify in front of the grand jury in the coming days. Beyond the grand jury investigation, we're told the feds are still gathering info and interviewing witnesses, and our sources say they've reached out to at least one sex worker that we know of. We've been in contact with this sex worker, who says they plan to be interviewed by feds in NYC later this month. The federal case against Diddy has ramped up in recent days, with feds arresting the rap mogul in NYC Monday night. We're told one of these people is a current sex worker, who claims they were involved with Diddy back in 2014. The grand jury's already indicted him on racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud or coercion and transportation to engage in prostitution. Diddy was denied bail twice. A judge reaffirmed the previous decision to hold him without bail pending trial, and he currently remains behind bars at New York's notorious detention center, MDC Brooklyn. Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, says he's working to get his client out of that facility and into better accommodations, all while Diddy remains focused on his defense. Entertainment. An old photo showing Jennifer Lopez in bed with Sean Diddy Combs has gone viral in the wake of Combs' indictment on sex trafficking and racketeering accusations. The photos recirculated on X after Combs' arrest brought renewed attention to Lopez's failed relationship with him. According to the September 21st report in the Mirror, recently a photo of Jennifer Lopez and Diddy in bed together with other celebrities resurfaced online. In the pic that is circulating on social media, Diddy and Jennifer were lying in a bed along with the late R&B star Aaliyah, late record executive Andre Harrell, model Natani Adcock, and Damon Dash. Jay-Z, and Diddy all sharing a giant bed and partying. According to the Mirror, the photo was taken at Combs' 4th of July party in the Hamptons in 2000, when Lopez was still dating Combs. Lopez dated the rapper from 1999 to 2001, the Mirror reported. Justin Bieber focused on being a great dad and husband after Sean Diddy Combs' arrest, source exclusive. The singer announced the birth of his first baby, son Jack Blues, last month. By Bailey Richards, published on September 22, 2024, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Amid his friend and longtime collaborator Sean Diddy Combs' arrest, a source tells People exclusively that the musician, 30, is keeping things centered around his wife, Hailey Bieber, and their baby son, Jack Blues, whose birth was announced last month. He's aware of Diddy's arrest and all the allegations, the source tells People, referring to the 54-year-old rapper's September 16 arrest following recent sex trafficking and sexual assault lawsuits. It's not anything that he wants to focus on, though, the source adds of Justin. The insider notes that the Peaches singer has instead been in a happy bubble since baby Jack was born. He just wants to focus on being a great dad and husband, they add. Ray J is coming clean about Diddy's notorious parties, but he says there's nothing to see in terms of criminal behavior. The singer was interviewed by Chris Cuomo on News Nation's Cuomo, and he gave a window into his decades-long relationship with Diddy, zeroing in on what the feds say were illicit soirees. Ray J put it this way: "We've never seen the stuff that's being said and the stuff that people are finding out. Like, I've never been in rooms that people are talking about and I never knew they existed." He also said he admired and respected Diddy back in the day, while he was trying to make it in the industry. And while Ray J admits Diddy's situation is unfortunate, he says the next generation of entertainers should learn from the Bad Boy Records CEO's mistakes and show more integrity, transparency.
What did you make of what you heard, and what did you ever see for yourself that gave you an opinion about what he was about?
Well, for myself, and I think a lot of other people in this industry, I mean, it's all a shock because, we've never seen the stuff that's being said and the stuff that people are finding out. Like, I've never been in rooms that people are talking about, and I never knew they existed. And a lot of people in the industry can agree with me on that sense. Like, you all wanted to go and have a good time at a Diddy party, and you wanted to be inspired. You wanted to go out and have a good time, and then you wanted to go the next day to work, and you wanted to work hard in this good vibe, and so to see where we are now, I just think everybody is still trying to digest it and still trying to understand it, and even though there's still allegations and it's not anything that's
just allegation
factual yet, but it's hurtful and it's confusing to a lot of people. I mean, we all grew up, listening to Puff and Bad Boy, and they represented success and resilience. But it comes with responsibility, and when people fall, Right now, we just need to use it as a moment to reflect, not to criticize, but find a better way to move forward as leaders, individuals, in this culture that we're in right now.
An old clip of Diddy advising Conan O'Brien on how to lock women up at parties has reemerged. And, as you might imagine, the video isn't aging well.
A killer party. What's the ingredient? What do you do to make just an amazing killer party? Because mine, I put out the Cheese Whiz. I put on the Paul Anka. No one comes. Wrong move.
See, you're doing the wrong things.
Wrong thing. Okay.
This is what you need to do. Women, beautiful women, of course.
Beautiful women.
Beautiful men for the ladies, of course. We need alcohols.
Right.
Alcohols.
Right. Not just one alcohol.
Alcohols.
Right. Just different
Plurals.
blend. You need
Blends.
the ladies. You need the booze.
You need some water.
For watering plants?
No, I don't know if guys have noticed this. Like, a lot of ladies drink water at parties. They just, so you have, if you don't have what they need, they're going to leave.
Right.
Got to keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but rock with me, but just check it out. You need a lot of heat. A lot of heat. Yeah.
Heat. You mean that physically the place has to be hot?
You don't have no air conditioning.
No air conditioning.
No.
Why is that?
Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, like, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
That just sounds disgusting. What are you doing?
Depends on the way you look at it.
Depends. Oh, people start getting it gets kind of sexy. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you sexy. New word for you.
Yeah.
You need some good music, and you need me, of course.
Yes, you spice up the party.
Were you guys surprised that the bail was denied yesterday? I guess you're hoping it'll be done today, correct? But you guys look great. We love the fashion moment. You look fantastic.
A psychological profile is given to every inmate who enters a detention facility or a prison. But someone high profile like Diddy, everything. This is his version of 9/11, so to speak. There's very few people can come back from that. And so going from living this life of luxury to self-surrendering to prison, thinking that you might make bail is a dangerous thing for Diddy. So likely they'll put him on suicide watch until the bail situation is straightened out. Mark is a brilliant attorney, so I'm sure he's not going to stop. And he's going to ensure that the prison is upholding their diligence when it comes to making sure that he is psychologically taken care of as well as physically taken care of. That is the most devastating part of it. You have no control of it. You have no phone to make someone do as you wish. No ability to control anybody. You can't eat the food you want. You can't go to places that you're accustomed to going to, no matter how minute they may seem, whether it's your own refrigerator at your house. You hear banging, there's yelling of inmates, particularly if you're in general population. There's no telling what the officers are saying to him as he's lying in his bunk in his cell. And so there are a slew of things that he can be experiencing, but total helplessness is at the top of those things.
Where are you and your client with respect to the federal investigation?
So at this time, I can't go into details about that situation. There will be a time where we can talk about that very shortly. I do not want to impede the federal government or anything that they're doing, or to halt or prevent anything that they're doing by preliminarily saying anything or doing anything.
Can I just pick up on something you said? You said very shortly.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing. I was just going to go I know that I understand what you're saying, that you don't want to interfere with what the feds are doing, but you understand when you say very shortly, is something coming down?
Shortly can be perceived anyway. It might be a couple weeks, it might be a couple of months. But I know that there is a finish line that we kind of came in at the end of, and something will be happening sooner rather than later. We're not the first, the second, the seventh, or the ninth people to come out and accuse Mr. Combs of these very, very heinous crimes. We've seen video of at least a snippet of what he did to Miss Ventura, and it just seems like, in addition to what he did that we saw with the planes and the whitewater rafting, him removing all of his Instagram posts, including the apology video, it just really gives a big slap in the face and F you that he is not remorseful for any of his actions. He could care less about how many people come forward. And I think he thinks he's invincible. Honestly, more than anything, I see this as him checking off bucket item lists because he knows what's coming down. He knows it's only a matter of time. The clock is ticking. The walls are closing in.
Audio by TMZ. As you leave the page, don't forget to hit the like bell and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.